Hi, in this brief video we're going to talk about taxes, and I have two questions for you right off the bat. Do you make contributions to a 401k or an IRA or a similar type of retirement plan? And question number two is, do you think tax rates are going up in the future? Right? So if you answered yes to both questions, then you should really listen carefully and pay attention to this brief video. First off, why are you doing that? All right, so let's examine this real quick and take a look. Qualified plans like 401ks and IRAs allow you to contribute pre-tax funds to them. So you get to deduct your contributions from your current income and pay taxes on a lower amount of income right now. So that sounds pretty good, right? Well, here's the catch. When you retire and you start to take your money out, you then have to pay the prevailing tax rates on all of the money that you take out each year forever. And people don't really talk about that a lot these days, right? So many people today have that "I'll pay it later" mindset, and undoubtedly that's why so many people in America are in credit card debt and problems like that, because they don't think about the here and now. They worry about it kind of later. So let's look at a comparison between our plan, the Barefoot plan, and an IRA 401k, right? And let's say that you have $100,000 to invest and you're looking at investing it either in the traditional 401k, IRA, or into a plan like ours, right? So if you choose the qualified plan, you put the $100,000 of pre-tax dollars into your 401k or IRA, and you get to take that amount of money off of your income for that year. Pretty good, right? So if you choose to use our plan, then you'll need to put the after-tax dollars into our plan. So let's just say that you'll need approximately $140,000, because about $40,000 of that will go to Uncle Sam to pay the taxes, netting you an equal $100,000 to invest in the Barefoot plan. Okay, so with the qualified plan like the IRA or the 401k, when you retire and you start withdrawing the money out that you need to live on, you have to pay the taxes on all of those funds that you draw out forever. With our plan, we'll show you how to draw it out so that 100% of the funds that you take out will be completely 100% tax-free. So let's take a look at this and see how that looks. I love this example, and I'm not a farmer, never done that, but it's talking about the seeds or the harvest. So let's say you were the farmer and you go to the feed store and you buy the seeds, right, to plant your harvest in the spring. So would you, if you had a choice, would you rather pay the guy who sells the seed, would you rather pay him the taxes on those bags of seeds in the back of the pickup truck, or would you rather get those like tax-free? But then when you harvest all of that harvest, would you rather pay taxes on everything that you labored and worked for all year long when the harvest came in? So to me, it's like a pay me now versus pay me later attitude. And it seems to me if you could pay the taxes on a small handful of seeds versus the entire harvest that those little seeds produced, seems pretty clear to me when you look at it that way. So let's take a look at this. This is yet another example. This is on the left is a 401k IRA investment, and on the right is a Barefoot plan, right? So the person at the bottom in the blue, they put in $100,000, right? They put it in and they didn't have to pay taxes on that money. The person with the Barefoot plan had to come up with $140,000 to net out the $100,000 after taxes. And let's just say over a period of time, both of those plans, those people were able to grow the total value of their retirement fund to $1 million, right? So both plans are equal in value. When you retire, they each have $1 million. With the qualified plan, you save the $40,000 in the beginning of the taxes when you contributed your funds, but you have to pay taxes on the entire $1 million when you take it out during retirement. You're paying the current prevailing tax rate on all $1 million. With our plan, you paid the tax on the $40,000 when you first contributed the funds, but later on, when you retire, and I might add, for most people, when they most need the money, you can withdraw all of those funds completely tax-free. You get the whole entire $1 million value completely tax-free, and that's really powerful stuff. So some people might say, well, that's fine, but taxes aren't so bad now. Here's my question: how high do you think they may go? Many of you probably answered yes to the question in the beginning, that you thought they were going up. A lot of people aren't aware of this. Back in the 50s and the 60s, the top federal marginal tax rate was 91%. Do you ever think it would get back that high? A lot of people say, no way, it's never going to do that again. Here's a question. Have you ever heard of Bernie Sanders, right? He's running for president of the Democratic Party, right? He's advocating, I read something just the other day, 92% top federal marginal tax rate is what he is wanting to do with America. And most people say, well, that's fine, but everybody knows Bernie's never going to get elected to president, right? Well, there's a little university called Western Illinois University, and since 1975, they've been predicting the outcome of presidential races. They happen to have a 100% perfect track record with no errors since 1975, which blows my mind that anyone could do that, right? So guess what? They did the mock election poll, and they found that Bernie Sanders wins in a landslide. And Bernie Sanders becomes the next president. Remember the guy who wants the 92% top tax rate? He wins in a landslide and becomes the president of the United States. So you say, man, how does that happen? Well, our country, and I'm not predicting that it will, I have no idea, but we have crossed a tipping point where mathematically more Americans now, a majority, are getting some form of government subsidies in some way, shape, or form than people who are not. So the indication is that people vote for vote for their pocketbook, right? So how high can taxes go? You've heard of the Congressional Budget Office. They do projections, and this is their projection graph of the expenditures of major entitlements that go out to the year 2023. And it's things like Social Security, Income Security, SNAP, Medicare, Medicaid, the federal and military retirement program, and that kind of thing. So you can look at that and see just how far they are projecting that these costs are going to go up. So the government, we're going to have to pay these costs. Where's the money going to come from, right? So even if you're on track right now to reach your retirement goals, taxes, raising tax rates could absolutely crush your retirement dreams. So here's another example way to look at it. This would be a typical 401k or an IRA, right? And the little vessel in the middle represents your funds. And throughout the years or decades, you contribute to that account, right? And then when you go to retire, your funds are at this level here at the top. But when you retire, you have to take the funds out to live on them, right? So the amount of funds that you have goes down, down, down every year, right? You eventually, at some point, you will run out unless you die before they run out. And here's what happens. You have to pay taxes on 100% of the money that you take out, like we talked about. You have to pay at the prevailing tax rates. And as you take the money out, the amount of money that you have is less and less. So you invest that very conservatively, so you probably earn little to no return on those funds, and they diminish over time, right? Our plan is just the opposite. Same vessel. You contribute the funds over X period of time, right? But we have a unique way that is obviously perfectly legal. People have been doing this for 150 years, right? But we can show you how to borrow the funds out of your account. It's very easy to do, right? You don't have to pay those funds back. You pay zero taxes on all of the funds you borrow out. The total fund amount remains the same. So since we aren't taking or withdrawing the funds out, we're borrowing them, the total account value amount, this line here, stays the same. And even as we borrow the money out to live on during retirement, we get to earn a 0 to 17% return based on the market performance per year of these funds here, even though we borrowed, it could even get down to this point here, even though we borrowed the majority of them out, we still get to earn that 0 to 17% return on the total amount. And we have the option to leverage the returns at that. And when you pass away, if there's any funds left, they pass to your heirs completely tax-free. So how strong is that? Here's another example of taking a $5,000 investment, putting one of them in the Barefoot plan, one of them in the 401k IRA type of plan, and you can see at the bottom on a very small amount of money the difference it makes. Here's another chart, and I'm not going to read each one of these to you. If you want to pause the video and look at that, but this is just significant. You look at our program, the IUL, on the far right, and you look at all of these indicators that are very important. You compare them to your plan that you're currently using, and you will see the vast amount of benefits that we have in our plan. Another chart, you can pause the video, but it's just very strong with all of the benefits that we offer. I'm telling you, there's no plan in America that can stack up to the benefits that this plan offers. One thing to keep in mind, of the plan that we offer, there's lots of different versions or flavors, if you will, out there. Our plan is very unique. In fact, it's patent pending. It's so unique. And our plan is up to 70% less expensive than other similar plans out there. So my question as we wrap up is, don't you owe it to yourself and your family? Don't you owe it to yourself to at least check this plan out? Just because you may have never heard of this before doesn't mean that it's not real or that it couldn't work for you and your family. This could turn out to be your very best decision ever. So to find out more, the best thing you can do is just give us a call at the number on the screen. Give us a call. We're happy to talk with you, answer any questions. We could schedule a time to do a consultation with you. You can also grab a free copy of our best-selling book, The Barefoot Retirement Plan, that describes the plan in detail, and you can see the URL there on the screen to grab the plan. And again, as we wrap up, think about this. All of us will retire one day. With the Barefoot Retirement Plan, it may not be the amount of money that you're saving, but where and how you're saving it that matters. And our question is always, what will your view look like at retirement? And we hope you have a barefoot view when you retire. So hey, thanks so much for watching. We really appreciate your interest here. We look forward to talking with you, and be sure to download the book and give us a call. Thank you so much. We appreciate your time and interest.